Calvin Dean with the Calvin Dean Show. Thank you so much for everyone coming in, seeing my show. Big shout out to my buddy Dean Blagg for letting me use his Mixed Cocktail Hour set. It's an amazing set, guys. Watch that Mixed Cocktail Hour every Friday. They have a live show going on YouTube. Fun show, guys. That's for sure. Well, guess what? 2022 season is upon us right now. The NFL is stacked with talent this year. This is going to be the most exciting football season ever. Trust me, it's going to be. The first game is just an amazing game. It's a Thursday night football game. Ready? The Los Angeles Rams, yes, the Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams are playing the Buffalo Bills. Now, everyone and their brother is calling the Buffalo Bills to go to the Super Bowl and win it all this year. That's what the Rams have to put up with, man. And I'm telling you, the Rams are still amazing. They have Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford, Donald. I mean, this Aaron Donald is the best football defensive player in the NFL. And of course, top 100. Who is the top 100? The GOAT, number 12, TB, man. I'm telling you something. He's 45 years old and he's still going. He's like the ever-ready battery, you know? He keep going and keeps going and keeps going. Man, I think he's the best football player of all time. That's why they call him the GOAT. Okay, guys, let's go over the first game of the season, okay? The first game of the season, we have the Los Angeles Rams hosting SoFi Stadium. Awesome. And they're playing the Buffalo Bills. Now, you have to look at both teams, see where they're at. Right now, every person and their brother is calling the Buffalo Bills to go all the way. The Los Angeles Rams at SoFi Stadium on the 8th of September. Now, that's a very special game, and I'm telling you the reason why that's a special game. It's because it's the first game of the season. I'm going to call every game all season long. The first game of the season, the Buffalo Bills are coming into Los Angeles and playing the Los Angeles Rams, Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams. Now, I have the Rams winning their division, and I have the Buffalo Bills winning their division. So this is going to be an exciting game. I think that the Buffalo Bills will beat, yes, I think the Buffalo Bills are going to beat the Los Angeles Rams. First game of the season, they're coming into SoFi Stadium. We have the Saints. Yes, the Saints are playing the Falcons in Atlanta. Now, Jameis Winston, he's back from his injury. He had a torn ACL. He is looking so good. And man, if you saw them in preseason, oh my, they look amazing. And Winston, I mean, he just didn't miss a beat. First 5 games of last year, he was amazing. He was great. His record was phenomenal, but then he got hurt, ACL, then the Saints kind of faded away. This year, it's going to be a little different. I'm picking them as going second, maybe 8 and 9 this year, that's for sure. This game's an easy one to pick. Atlanta Falcons really don't have much of a team. I'm going to give this one to the New Orleans Saints. So the first game of Sunday, the New Orleans Saints going into Atlanta, the New Orleans Saints are going to take it. The next game is going to be a fun one, okay? Who is starting for the Carolina Panthers? Baker Mayfield. Where did Baker Mayfield play before? He played for the Cleveland Browns. They dissed Mr. Baker Mayfield. They did. The Cleveland Browns signed Deshaun Watson. Yes, Deshaun Watson, $230 million, fully guaranteed. And guess what? He has an 11-game suspension. I have not seen them make a smart decision for the quarterback in so many years. And finally, they have their quarterback, and they pay him an exorbitant amount. I mean, the amount of money that the Cleveland Browns gave to Mr. Watson is just amazing. Every single owner, they hate the Cleveland Browns. They really do. For this is the first time in the history of the NFL that a player got a fully guaranteed contract of $230 million. And every single quarterback is trying to go on that specific number. And you know what? There's not one other team that's going to give their quarterback a fully guaranteed package. Lamar Jackson, his contract is still up. He's still negotiating with the Baltimore Ravens. And what about Mr. Russell Wilson? Today signs a 5-year extension with the Denver Broncos for $245 million. Makes him the second most highest paid athlete in the NFL. Yes. And that goes to Russell Wilson. Thank you, Russell. Congratulations, man. Now, getting back to the Panthers-Browns game. The Browns don't have a quarterback for the first 11 games. Well, they do. They have Jacoby Brissett. And I just don't know, guys. Jacoby Brissett, I mean, what are they going to do? I mean, I don't understand that concept. You know, I understand that they signed a contract with Mr. Watson for 5 years, right? But Jacoby Brissett for 11 games. Where will they be after 11 games? I don't know. They could be 5-6. They could be 9-2. But my prediction, I don't think they're going to be like that. I think they're going to be like 5-6 if they play with Jacoby Brissett. And this game, Baker Mayfield will be starting for the Carolina Panthers in Carolina. The Browns coming down. I think the Browns with Jacoby Brissett will beat the Carolina Panthers. Now the Carolina Panthers, they have McCaffrey. He's back. But how long is he back? Really, think about it, guys. How long is Mr. McCaffrey back? He gets hurt almost every single year. And, you know, I don't know, guys. I'm giving the Browns this one. Next one, we have the 49ers going into Chi-Town, Chicago, Windy City. Oh, my God, Justin Fields, amazing talent. And what about Nikki's Niners? Nikki, I'm telling you, my buddy, Nikki, she lives up in San Francisco. She is a nut when it comes to the San Francisco 49ers. She loves Jimmy G. I mean, she makes her husband wear Jimmy G shirts, number 10 shirts. And she even having the guy dye his hair dark. You know, it's going a little bit too far, Nikki. I know, I love you, babe. But I mean, come on, have some, you know, give your husband a little leeway, you know. But hey, she's happy now. Jimmy G restructured his contract with the San Francisco 49ers, and he's going to be there for years, $6.5 million. It could go up to $16 million with all the bonuses and everything. But this is my, I'm kind of, I'm sketchy on this one. I'm sketchy. There's a reason why. They said that, which they, meaning the San Francisco 49ers, said that they were all in on Trey Lance. All in, okay? Now, who took them to the playoffs last year? Who took them to the national game and the NFC game? Who did? It was Jimmy G. Jimmy G took the San Francisco 49ers to the playoffs. They lost to the Los Angeles Rams, and the Rams went into the Super Bowl, and they beat the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, Jimmy G took them. He's taken them to the Super Bowl. He's taken them to 2 divisional championship games. And guess what? This Trey Lance phenomena, everyone loves Trey Lance. And we love him, right? But why did they keep Jimmy G as his backup? Think about that one. I don't think that Trey Lance is actually getting the offense. How long will it be until Trey Lance is sitting down and Jimmy G is coming in? I think it won't last too long. I really believe in Jimmy G. I think he's incredibly underrated. this game, they're going into Chicago. If you look at both teams, the Chicago Bears are, not as talented as the San Francisco 49ers. I'm giving this one to the San Francisco 49ers. It's going to be a close game, guys. It's going to be a close game. Don't even think about it. It will be a very, very close game. The next game, the Steelers, yes, the Pittsburgh Steelers are going into the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, the Bengals made the Super Bowl last year with Mr. Burrows. Mr. Burrows had an appendix operation. I guess his appendix burst, and he hasn't been in practice, but the coach says that he will be making that first game. Of course he will. And Jamar Chase, Mixon, that team is stacked. And the Steelers, they haven't even announced their starting quarterback. Could it be Pickens, right? Could it be Mitchell Trubisky or Mr. Rudolph? Last week, I called my prediction show. I called Mason Rudolph, Kyle Rudolph. I apologize. Just wanted to say that. Next, this is going to be an interesting game. Now, I'm calling the Pittsburgh Steelers to have a losing season. They have never had a losing season ever in the history of Tomlin's reign in Pittsburgh. Now, that's kind of ballsy, don't you think? Tomlin has never had a losing season, and I'm predicting that he will have a losing season this year. I don't know. They looked good in preseason. Yeah, the Pittsburgh Steelers looked very good in preseason. They looked amazing. And Pickett's the number one choice from Pittsburgh Panthers, their number one quarterback. Well, they don't even know if he's going to be starting, but he did look good. I'm giving this one to the Bengals. I think they'll win at home, and the Pittsburgh Steelers will suffer their first loss of the season. This game I'm talking about is the Eagles going into the Detroit Lions. Now, I had the Lions. My prediction show, I had the Lions, ready? Going into the playoffs this year. I think they're going to. And I think the Lions are going to be better than everyone thinks. This is going to be an upset right here. I'm going to call this as my upset special. I think the Detroit Lions are going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, Jalen Hurts. They have A.J. Brown. They have Smith. Their team is stacked. Sanders. And I'm telling you, they look really good on paper, mind you. But they're going into Detroit. Detroit is pissed. They have Jared Goff. I really believe this is going to be the upset special of the week. The Detroit Lions are going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles in Detroit. And all my family, all my friends and family members that are from Detroit, this is going to be a season to remember, guys. They're going to make the playoffs, guaranteed. The next game I'm going to talk about is the Indianapolis Colts going into Houston, right? And they're playing the Houston Texans. Now, mind you, the Colts, I have them winning the division, and I don't even have the Tennessee Titans going into the playoffs this year. I think Matty Ice is going to be dynamic. The Colts defense is stout, and I really believe that Matty Ice is going to take this team to the divisional championship. And just think about it, guys. Matty Ice in Atlanta all those years, he will be taking this team to win the division this year. They're playing the Texans. Now, this is an interesting game. The Texans, they're rebuilding. They're rebuilding, and I fully believe that the Colts will beat the Texans in Texas this game. The next game is the New England Patriots against the Miami Dolphins. Now, think about this. Belichick, okay, the Miami Dolphins are hosting the New England Patriots. Belichick is terrible in Miami. The guy cannot win in Miami. And their Patriots, who's the offensive coordinator? Who is it? No one knows. They asked Belichick, and he says, "It's my team, and I'm gonna call the shots." He calls the shots for the defense. I mean, I'm really, really surprised at Belichick this year. He's just this hard-headed guy, and he's really great. He's a master at the coaching. Trust me, I think he's one of the best. I really do. But was he really good because he had the GOAT on his team? That's the question. I think so. I think that Mr. Brady made Belichick a great coach for all the championships they won. And this game is going to be difficult for Belichick because, mind you, they're going into Miami. Tua, they have the cheetah. They have that team is stacked. Miami's team is stacked. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, mind you, the Miami Dolphins or the New England Patriots. But this is going to be an interesting game. I'm giving this to Miami. Belichick can't win in Miami. I don't know why he can't win in Miami, but he's not going to win, guys. He's not going to win. Sorry, New England Patriot fans, but the Miami Dolphins will win their first game, and then everyone's going to go nuts on Tua. He's doing great. He's so great. But, it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game. I think it's going to be really, really close, but I think the Miami Dolphins are going to pull it out. The next game is the Ravens, the Baltimore Ravens. Now, I've predicted Baltimore to go to the Super Bowl this year, and I predicted that Lamar Jackson will win the MVP of the league. And he's come into camp at 25 pounds heavier, all muscle. The guy is ready. I'm telling you, I thought Harbaugh should have won the Coach of the Year last year because what he did to that team, all the injuries he suffered, that team almost made the playoffs last year. And I think he should have won the Coach of the Year. That was last year. Now, the Ravens are going into New York. They are playing the helpless Jets. What happens? Wilson gets hurt. Well, who do they have? They have Flacco. Now, think about that. Flacco was on the Baltimore Ravens. He won a championship with the Baltimore Ravens, signed a big contract, kind of fizzled out after that. Played some good games, but, never made it back to the championship game. And Mr. Flacco is starting for the Jets because Mr. Wilson is hurt. Oh, man, the Jets look good. They have a very, very young team other than Flacco. What is he, like 90? Anyway, come on. Just teasing. This is going to be an interesting game. I think the Baltimore Ravens are going to roll over the New York Jets. Sorry, Brian Watson. I know you're a big fan of the Jets, my buddy Brian Watson. Sorry, buddy. My brother. Yes, my brother, Bill. He loves the Jets. I got him a jersey, a football cap, and just a reminder, guys, comment on my show. Comment. You guys got to comment on my show because all the comments, I'm going to put all the comments in a hat. I'm going to take the comment, put it in a hat, reach in, and whoever wins will win a NFL baseball cap of your choice from the NFLshop.com and $100. Yes, $100 gift certificate from Amazon and a baseball cap from the NFLshop.com. And it's going to be a fitted cap. It's going to be fun. So remember, subscribe, comment, turn your notifications on, and you could win $100 and a baseball cap of your favorite team. Check it out. Now, the next game, we have the Jags. The Jags going into the Washington Commanders. Yes, the Washington Commanders up in D.C. We have Carson Wentz, who is now the new quarterback for the Commanders. And you know what? I was a big Carson Wentz fan. I was really a big fan. I thought he was going to be really good in the Indianapolis Colts last year. I really thought he would really do well until he met the Jags the last game of the season. All Indianapolis had to do, when you're in. And what did they play? They played the Jacksonville Jags, and man, they lost. And man, Carson Wentz, he looked terrible in that game. Well, the whole team looked terrible. So the Indianapolis Colts traded Carson Wentz to the Washington Commanders, and now he's playing for the Commanders, and they're playing against his nemesis, Jacksonville Jags. Now, do I think that Jacksonville's going to be better this year? Sure I do. I think they're going to go like 5-12. They're not going to have a winning season, but I think they're going to have a much better season. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to do well. They had the number 1 pick in the draft. Walker he's a beast. He's a beast. If you saw him in preseason, man, can't wait to real season. That's the thing. That's the reason why I was telling everyone that this season is going to be the most exciting football season in NFL history. The reason why is all these young kids. We have a defensive end, guys, going 4.5 in the 40, right? 275 pounds. Come on, 275 pounds, 4.5 in the 40. You got some wideouts that can't go 4.5 in the 40. And you have a defensive end, 275 pounds, going 4.5 in the 40. The guy's a monster. I think the Commanders are going to get beat this game. I'm giving the first game of the season that the Jacksonville Jags will play, and they will win. Trevor Lawrence will win, and everyone's going to be happy, but don't get too happy. I think that the Jacksonville Jags will be like around 5-12 this year. Man. The next game is going to be an ugly one. Not ugly for the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans are hosting the New York Football Giants. But the New York Football Giants are just, oh my God, they're offensive. They still need an offensive line. Now, they did draft well. One of the best drafts I've seen in some time was the New York Giants, right? Thibodeau's awesome, guys. He is one of the best defensive ends in the business. And him and Hutchinson from the Lions. Watch out for Hutchinson, too. Watch out for him. But Thibodeau, wow, But they still are the New York Football Giants, and they're playing the Tennessee Titans with a big chip on their shoulder. Big Tannehill, huge chip. When he lost to the Bengals last year, 16-13, they were the number 1. Yes, they were number 1 when it came to rankings in the AFC after the regular season. So they sat out. Always the number 1 pick sits out for the first game, and then you have the wild card. And then they come back the second week and they play. Well, they lost to the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, mind you, they lost to a team that actually went to the Super Bowl and almost won in Los Angeles. Yes, they almost won in Los Angeles. But this game, come on, guys, really? The Titans all over the New York Football Giants. Sorry, New York Football Giants, you're going to lose your first game. Daniel Jones, be a little bit better this year, but guess what? He has no wide receivers to throw to. Tony, Galladay, where did Galladay go? Where'd he go? Kenny Galladay, where'd you go, Kenny? Where are you? I mean, the guy signed this massive contract with the New York Football Giants. They can't get out of the contract, and they can't find his talent whatsoever on the field. So, I mean, it's going to be one of those years for Daniel Jones. He's going to be running for his life, not too much running for his life because of the first round pick that they got on the offensive line. But on the other hand, you have Shaquem Barkley's back. Barkley's back, but they lost a really good tight end. So they're still in question marks about the New York Football Giants. I'm giving this one to the Tennessee Titans. It's going to be a blowout, guys. It's going to be a blowout in Tennessee. The next game to talk about is the Kansas City Chiefs. Yes, the Kansas City Chiefs going into Arizona. Now, mind you, Arizona is hosting the Super Bowl this year. Yes, the Arizona Cardinals Stadium. They are hosting the Super Bowl. Obviously, well, sorry, Arizona Cardinals. You're not going to be in the Super Bowl this year. Kyler Murray signed a $230.5 million contract. in the offseason. It was an extension on his 5-year his rookie contract. And I don't know, guys. I really question the signing of Kyler Murray for $230.5 million. Everyone's questioning that. Now, we all question Deshaun Watson's contract, $230 million fully guaranteed. But I can understand Russell Wilson's, because Russell Wilson's, his resume is amazing compared to Kyler Murray's resume. Not too good. Kyler, man, I'm sorry, buddy, but you're not in the realm, not even in the house of a Russell Wilson. Okay, so we have Mahomes going in without the cheetah, without Tyreek Hill, but he has a lot of other weapons. I am a huge Mahomes fan. I think Mahomes is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, top 5, that's for sure. And now they're playing in Arizona against Kyler Murray without D-Hop. D-Hop is going to be gone for the first 6 games because they found some PEDs. Yes, PEDs, performing enhancing drugs in his system. So he gets a 6-game suspension. So he'll be sitting on the bench. Kyler doesn't do too well without D-Hop. Now he does have Hollywood Brown from Baltimore. Baltimore gave up Hollywood Brown, downtown Hollywood Brown, to the Cards, right? Now, he used to play with Kyler Murray in college. Yes, Hollywood Brown played with Kyler. So that's going to be an exciting, hookup. Now, he's no D-Hop, but man, I think they're going to keep it close. He's going to do a little bit better than I actually anticipated. I'm giving this one to the Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to roll over the Arizona Cardinals. Sorry, Kyler, but you're going to lose your first game. The next game is huge. It's the Las Vegas Raiders coming into SoFi Stadium and playing the Los Angeles Chargers. Wow. I mean, what a game. And I'm telling you, the Las Vegas Raiders are stacked this year. I have them going into the playoffs. I think Carr is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He is so underrated when it comes to quarterbacking. Watch, with Devontae Adams coming in from Green Bay. Now, Devontae Adams used to play with Derek Carr in Fresno. Yeah, when they're in college, they hooked up, and they're going to hook up again. They've been talking about this for the last 10 years, them two coming together and playing on the same football team. It's just amazing. I'm excited for Derek Carr. I'm excited for the Las Vegas Raiders. The Los Angeles Chargers, Bear is one of the best quarterbacks. I mean, literally one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, 97.2 passer rating, just amazing. It's going to be a fun game to watch. I think the Raiders, they have the defense on the Raiders. You have Crosby, and then you just have all this talent. Waller. I mean, I can keep going on. Renfro. I mean, go on and on and on. Jacoby. Jacobs. It's just, the Raiders are stacked. I had a friend of mine, his name is Jason. He was this Raider fan. Jason's, if he's still a Raider fan, he's going to be happy about this one because the Las Vegas Raiders are coming into SoFi Stadium and they're going to beat the Los Angeles Chargers. Don't hate me, Los Angeles people. I love Los Angeles, love the Chargers, love the Rams. But this game, the Las Vegas Raiders are going to beat the Los Angeles Chargers. The next game is the Green Bay Packers going into Minnesota and playing Kirk Cousins, the new vamped offense of Kirk Cousins with Jefferson. They just got another wideout. Oh my God, guys, I'm telling you something. The Minnesota Vikings are going to be stout this year. They might win the division. Can you believe it? The Minnesota Vikings. And the reason why is because the Green Bay Packers, they have Alan Lazard as their top wideout. Ready? Alan Lazard caught 53 footballs last year from Aaron Rodgers. Who caught the most footballs from Aaron Rodgers last year? Davante Adams did. And where's Davante Adams? On the Las Vegas Raiders, yes. So that offense of the Green Bay Packers, MVP, Mr. MVP himself, I'm sorry. I have the Packers being, I guess you would call this an upset. I have the Packers losing to the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota the first game of the season. It was like last year. Remember, Packers got blown out last year, the first game of the season, but then they made it, and they made it into the playoffs. But this game, I'm having the Minnesota Vikings beating the Packers in Minnesota. And sorry, Aaron, you're going to get beaten. Now, Sunday night football is going to be epic. Yes, epic. The GOAT. Yes, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, all right, are going into the Dallas Cowboys. Now, the Dallas Cowboys are hurting, guys. Their whole offensive line is hurting. I mean, what's going to go on with that offensive line? Gallup is out. I just don't see the Dallas Cowboys winning this game. They have a great defense, mind you. They do have a great defense. It's going to be in Dallas. But you have the GOAT. Now, they're hurt too. Their offensive line is hurt too. So it's between the GOAT and Dak Prescott. I'm going with the GOAT. It's between those two, and I really think that the Tampa Bay Bucks have a little bit more talent than the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys, sorry, buddy, but Dallas, you're going to lose the first game of the season to the Tampa Bay Bucks. Now, the final game is a Monday night football game. Now, this is going to be the exciting one. Ready? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, of course, and the Dallas Cowboys are on Sunday night. But on Monday night, the Broncos are going into Seattle. The Broncos. Hello, Russell Wilson, Mr. Seattle Seahawk, no longer is going into Seattle with his new team, the Denver Broncos, and they're playing the Seattle Seahawks. Man, and now Russell just signed this 5-year extension, which means he'll be playing in Denver for the next 7 years. Probably, it's got to be near the end of his career. He's 33. He has 7 more years. That's 40. Not many players are playing until they're 40. That's for sure. This was a great contract, $245 million. I think it was a smart contract. Don't think the Kyler Murray contract was smart at all, but I thought this one was a very, very smart contract. I have the Denver Broncos going into Seattle. Seattle, oh my God, they don't even know. Geno Smith is starting as quarterback. Geno Smith is starting quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. There, I rest my case. Geno Smith. Their offensive line is just terrible. I'm giving this game to the Denver Broncos. Russell's going to go in and they're going, well, for number one, the Denver Broncos defense is going to be all over the offensive line of the Seattle Seahawks. They're going to lose badly. They're going to lose badly. I consider this game is going to be a blowout. Sorry, Pete Carroll, but Russell Wilson, should have kept him, should have paid money. But I guess Russell wanted out. He just saw that Seattle, they weren't drafting, they weren't, shoring up that team. He wanted to go to a team that's a championship team, just like the GOAT. You have Tom Brady, right? Goes to a team that was stacked and he wins a championship. That's what these guys want. They want to win championship. He won one championship already. He's going to try to win another one with the Denver Broncos. Not this year, maybe next year. But I really think that Russell Wilson's going to really do well in the NFL. They're going to win their division this year. Guaranteed. Guys, thank you. Thanks to Mix Cocktail Hour. I just want to thank my buddy, Dean Blagg, for letting me use his set, Mix Cocktail Hour. Watch them Friday night. Hey, every Thursday I have the show going on. It's going to be fun, guys. Thanks for tuning in.